Hi everybody, it's Dr. Hammerstedt from Holist. I am coming in today on a Medical Monday to talk to you a little bit about virtual doctor's visits and telemedicine and how you can utilize them best for you and your care. And I am really excited because I have a person to share with you today, a Facebook Live with Dr. Irene Tien from My Doctor Friend. So my doctor friend is she's an emergency physician from my old stomping grounds in Boston, and she specializes in children. My doctor friend is basically an online education and blogging company, as well as a virtual telemedicine practice. And here she is. Hi there.
I made it.
Welcome. So I was just describing a little bit about you and my doctor friend, and I wanted to also just say briefly that you're also a colleague of mine from Rodocs, which is a network of mostly female physician entrepreneurs who are working with the medium of telemedicine or virtual visits. And I wanted to bring you on here today and talk about my doctor friend and telemedicine and virtual visits and your experience. And so introduce yourself and say hello.
All right. My name's Irene Tien. I'm a physician in the emergency department. I'm board certified in emergency medicine and pediatric emergency medicine. I've been in practice for about 20 years now and was inspired to join Rodocs and telemedicine because honestly, every day I see people who come to the emergency department who probably did not need to come see me there, and I'm hoping to be providing an extra point of access for people to get advice and hopefully help them to self-triage better in terms of going to the proper location for the proper thing and hopefully saving them time, money, and effort and coming to see me in the ER if they didn't really need to be there.
Yeah, awesome. Great. So I, as you know, also an emergency physician. I think we have a lot of opportunity for education around, where and how to seek care. So I also, I wanted to bring you on for a couple of reasons and we'll get through them. But first of all, so everybody knows kind of what I'm using telemedicine for, my company Holist is going to be using telemedicine mostly to communicate with our clients in virtual visits, but also to communicate with our practitioners and physicians who are caring for those patients in our Holist network. And I just think telemedicine is going to be such an amazing tool for physicians and clients, and it's so needed because we're fast-moving people and fast-moving families and busy, and using this convenient technology really, from your phone or computer or whatever it is, I really think it's going to be an upswing of use. But a lot of people don't know about it or aren't using it or don't know how they would use it. And so how would you describe, telemedicine and what you use it for?
I think right now, as I talk to people more and more about telemedicine and educate them about what it is and how they can use it in their lives, I think people are trying to understand how telemedicine might be used in their lives. So I might bring up some examples as a way to help you understand why telemedicine might be a good option versus going in for brick and mortar care like at an urgent care. So for example, let's say you have a minor injury, you injure your finger. It's not that bad. It's a bit swollen. It's been a couple of days. It's still not better. And you're wondering, do I need an x-ray? Is it broken? Do I need to see an orthopedist? This would be a perfect opportunity to see me via telemedicine because first of all, I can talk it over with you, what your finger looks like, what hurts when you do what, where does it hurt exactly? And we can talk about whether this is something where I think you might have a broken bone, where you might need an x-ray, which I can actually order for you electronically to your local hospital or outpatient x-ray clinic. And then I can discuss with you the results because that kind of a visit, if you come to the emergency department, unfortunately, you're going to be triaged as not very sick. And if it's a very busy day, which every day is right now during flu season, unfortunately, you'll be waiting a really long time to see me because you're just not going to be considered a medical priority. Not that you aren't a priority, but we can only see so many people at a time. So that might be an example. Or you have a rash. Rashes are a great use of telemedicine. If you have a rash, you're not sure what it is, but you otherwise feel fine. Great opportunity to see me, and I can give you an idea of whether it's something serious like shingles where you might need medication, or if it's something minor like a little dermatitis that a prescription steroid cream might be helpful to you. So those are some examples of where telemedicine might be helpful for you.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, as I've started getting more into telemedicine and understanding it, is even when I'm having my in-person visits in the emergency department, so I'm just finishing a night shift, right? And I was standing there in the majority of my rooms and realizing that so much of the information that I need to make my decisions is really, what does the person look like and
Yes.
what are we talking about? And so it's really it's pretty exciting, I think, for everybody. So for me, my holistic clients, my weight science to weight wellness clients, and then our clients that we're going to be bringing in to be doing more comprehensive health and wellness kind of network, teamwork based stuff, we're using it for coaching sessions. And so it's really awesome because it's HIPAA compliant and you don't have to worry about privacy issues for people who don't know what HIPAA compliant is. And they can access me kind of anywhere, so we can kind of squeeze meetings in between people's busy lives. And it's a huge benefit to be able to see each other. So not using a phone, right? You can really kind of understand the complexity and intimacy that you have with your physician and the patient around that, especially for us sort of around emotions and mindset and food and things like that. What other things are you hoping to be doing? You're going to be doing a lot of primary care, urgent care, pediatrics, adults. I know you have a special interest in colleges and universities in terms of that, like really dynamic patient population. And what kind of things do you expect to be doing kind of moving forward?
So I hope to continue, well, I plan to continue doing my health literacy blog, because really the overarching theme in terms of what I'm trying to do is to help people take better care of themselves by helping them be more informed. So providing reliable medical information online via a blog. Also, my blog links to other physician run blogs, which I also feel are providing very reliable medical information. It's very hard to tell what's good information and what's maybe not so good information online or from what you hear. So that's one part of what I do. And the other part is to hopefully expand sort of my reach such that people really understand that I'm here, available. I'm available on short notice to help you sort of get advice from a physician on your time, so that you can make the time to see me instead of putting it off and never seeing anybody. So this is an opportunity for that. And also seeing me when there are times where either you're between primary care doctors, because we all know that these days it is sometimes hard to find a primary care doctor, or primary care doctors leave practice. And so I would be a great person sort of in between getting a new primary care doctor, to kind of have someone available to you in the meantime. And if you call me, you're going to get me. If you call some other services, you may get a random person each time. You don't really know what their training is in. You don't know them from anything before. And so hopefully people find that as a beneficial thing, that when they call me, they know they're going to get me.
Yeah. So one of the things that I love about all of your kind of online education, you do all these great posts, is like me, you really feel it's important to empower our patients with good, rational, science-based data. And I think that is also something that's really inspiring about what you're doing. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring together, practitioners that are alternative, conventional medicine providers, but understand that everyone's up to standards, and that we can, customize multifaceted programs with that. But the patients know that they're going to get a practitioner who knows what they're doing, is worth the money that it is, and that the information isn't going to be conflicting. And so really, in order to keep those people together, open communication and making sure that we're serious about our standards and education is really important. So we're going to try to keep this all sort of in-house, for all of this. And tell me kind of what you think the future of My Doctor Friend is for you, and tell us how, we can find you online, on social media, on your website, your blog, and kind of, and also which of our audience can access you as a physician.
So I think the future for My Doctor Friend is to continue to expand my reach, and so getting the word out, which with you, thank you very much for highlighting. But my hope is that I can partner with some small to medium businesses where I can be offered as a service for helping employees stay out of the hospital, stay out of urgent care, maybe be able to stay on the job, so that they can actually access me during their work day to sort of determine if they need to leave work for the day to get seen at an urgent care or an emergency department. My hope is also to allow for college and university students to have easier access to a physician. A lot of the students end up using Dr. Google and going on internet and coming to the ER in a panic over something where they probably didn't need to panic. It was something that probably could have been managed from their campus, and working with campus health services to help provide easier access for college and university students. And then also, you know, busy parents, busy professionals, busy people at work. You know, there's not a lot of time these days for an illness. And if there's a way to get some advice on the go from home, so you don't have to leave work or pack up all 3 kids to get one kid seen, you know, that's where telemedicine can be really helpful. For also people who, like I said before, don't have primary care, or even people who have family or friends from out of town who don't have doctors in the area. That might be also a nice use of telemedicine. Yeah. Currently, I'm licensed in Massachusetts, so currently I can only legally see people who are in Massachusetts. So if you're in Massachusetts and you're interested in telemedicine, definitely give me a call. You can find me on Facebook at My Doctor Friend. You can find me on Rodocs at rodocs.com/IreneTN, or you can find me on my own webpage. That's my-doctor-friend.com.
Awesome. Great. You know, I was thinking when you were talking, I mentioned that I feel like it's really important that we're empowering our patients with education that they can trust. But I also was thinking while you were talking, and I'm like so impressed with your entrepreneurialism, is that we really want to be empowering our physician community as well, right? And so you mentioned you're not calling in and getting a random doctor, but what you're getting with you and what you're getting also with Holist and with our other Ro docs is that you're getting a physician who is autonomous and making their own decisions and starting their own business. Or, you know, flourishing a new business. Whereas a lot of these the bigger telemedicine companies that, you know, your insurance company has or whatever else, you know, the doctors are usually employees. And a lot of the money may not be going, you know, right towards that business. And so I think it's really important in our kind of current health system to make sure that our physicians are able to advocate for themselves and do things like this. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think one of the reasons a lot of doctors are moving towards this is that we kind of miss the direct patient to doctor relationship. And unfortunately, there are a lot of middlemen these days, a lot more so than even a decade ago, but even a generation ago. So I do miss sort of being able to just work one-on-one with a person and just help them improve their health. And this is a great outlet in that way. For me, and I do think a lot of people miss that too. So hopefully this will be another way for people to regain control over their health care.
Yeah. Patients and physicians in the middle. Imagine that together.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So thanks so much for joining me. It was awesome to chat with you today. Thanks everyone for joining and watching. And if you're in Massachusetts, look for using My Doctor Friend for your convenient medical needs. And if you're online and just want to learn about health and about your wellness and about things that are important, you know, certainly get on her online blog or follow her posts. Additionally, for my Holist community, I wanted to make sure you guys knew that we have a new 3-month Weight Science to Weight Wellness program that is going to be starting in mid-March, and you can be anywhere in the country for this, and you'll get daily podcast information. You'll have access to me as your coach, weekly video phone calls, and care coordination. And we're going to be doing this starting again in mid-March. And so reach out if you want to have a healthier relationship with your food and a good weight wellness, and learn a ton about your body and about how your food metabolically affects you. So thanks for joining me again, Dr. Chen, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Dr. Bye.
Bye.